Right, Tyson, ask all my guests the
Yeah.
same 10 questions.
Let's go.
What city means the most to you and why?
Manchester, even though I don't live there anymore, because it was where I was born and raised, and it's where my family live. Eventually, I think one day, I'll end up back around there somewhere.
Who was your childhood idol?
Probably Muhammad Ali. I always used to watch him in his movement and all that, and I wanted to be a heavyweight champion, so I used to watch and study and try and copy what he did.
Do you think you're close to him in terms of, it's difficult to compare?
It's difficult to compare, especially when I'm so big and so heavy, but I think so. I think I'm the closest thing that we have today to something like that. But although I'm very unique because there's never been somebody of my size and weight, 19 stone 7 and 6'9" who could move around and box like he did, even though he was only 200 pounds, 14 stone something, and 6'2" or 3, so a bit different.
What item in your home do you most treasure?
Most treasure? Probably my Bible. I've had this Bible that my uncle got me about 14, 15 years ago, that wherever home I go to, I take it with me and put it on the side. I'm not going to lie and say I read it every day, because I don't, but it's always there. It's in my bedside table now, and if the house burnt down, as long as all the kids were out there and my wife was out, I'd probably grab that and all.
What's the best piece of advice you've ever been given?
Very good question, but the best piece of advice I've ever been given is stay out of trouble. Stay out of trouble, because it's very easy to get in trouble and so hard to get out of it. So always stay away from trouble. Not a bad bit of advice, is it?
It's good advice, actually. What one day in your career would you relive?
None of them, because I live for today. And whatever's happened in the past, I leave there. I don't even go back and watch fights that I've had, ever. I don't relive the past at all because it's gone. I know I can't get it back. And I'm almost obsessed with time. I've got a real obsession with the way it evaporates and the way that 1 minute we're here and in a minute it'll be like, when I done that interview with Tyson, it was like 3 years ago, and it'll go like that, bang. And I've really got an obsession with time, so I live for now. Tomorrow, not promised to nobody. Yesterday can never get back. So today, I enjoy today and I live for today.
What job would you be terrible at?
Any other job apart from boxing. That's a fact.
So boxing's all you've got?
All I've got. Good job I'm good at it, innit?
What skill would you most love to master? Do we know the answer?
Yeah. The art of time travel.
You want to live forever?
No. I'm happy to have a few years and move on. I'm happy just to live in the moment. Like years ago, everyone say like, what superpower would you have? Have you had that question? And I used to say, right, I'd have the ability to control time, because I've always been obsessed with time. But now, I don't want that anymore, because I'm happy letting God control time. I just want to live in time. I don't want to control it. Don't live forever. What I say I want to be sounds very simple, but it's probably the hardest thing that can ever exist. I just want to be happy. And that's probably the hardest thing that we can ever find. And like, I've always struggled finding happiness, no matter, even in my happiest moments, I struggle finding that happy place. Mm-hmm. And that's all I ever want to achieve, is to be happy. So yeah.
I think it's unbelievable advice, that, because even when you're talking there, I don't think anybody ever sits in a moment and thinks, are they happy, even if they're having a good moment?
Yeah. It's like you could be doing anything you want, like wherever you want in the world. Do you actually take it in and think, I'm actually really happy now doing this? This is my happiest moment. And do I want to keep doing this every day, because then I won't be happy doing it? But I think I'm at my most happiest when I'm training. I don't even have to have a fight coming up. Just doing a bit of training, ticking over, and everything's okay at home. I think that if you're in a relationship or whatever, if you're happy at home, then you'll be happy at work.
Are you happy at home?
I'm very happy at home, yeah. I've got a stable background at home now with the kids and with Paris and that. And as long as I can keep it good at home, everything else runs smooth.
What single habit have you practiced most?
I'd like to say, but there's ladies in the room. No, single habit I've practiced most. It's obviously boxing, isn't it? Because it's a habit and I practice it every single day.
What small thing annoys you most?
Do you know when you go out with your mates and someone dodges around? Say it's 7 or 8 years, right? Everyone knows whose round it is, don't you? Even if you've had a few, and that person ain't getting around in. That's the most annoying thing to me in the world.
How do you deal with that normally?
Well, everyone just puts pressure on the guy to get it in. And then we start chanting, whoever it may be. Gary, get your round in! And everyone's like, it's embarrassing. He's like, oh, I gotta get the round in. So, yeah.
Who's your biggest mentor in your career? Final question, that.
My biggest mentor in my career is probably my wife. Because without her, then I probably would have went AWOL a long time ago. I've been AWOL anyway, plenty of times, but I've always had that loving wife relationship, sort of the backbone. She explains it to some people as, I'm the head, but she's the neck. And without a neck, you've got no head, have you? So yeah, I think she's my biggest single mentor I've ever had. Been together from being like 15 and 16 years old.
Did she nearly walk out?
It's hard to say because I can't read her mind, but she stuck by me through that much bullshit. I've not been the best husband in the world. I've been far from it. I've not been the best person in the world. I've been far from it. But I'm happy that I'm back on track and everything's running smooth again. And to get a woman who's been with you all that time and gone through the bullshit and the good times and the bad times and been down and depressed and an alcoholic and a druggie for years, and to still be there when you don't want to be, and when you're being forced away and when you're being pushed out, that takes a very strong individual. And like I say, without having that person, then I probably, one, I'd be dead anyway, I know that for a fact. And two, if I wasn't dead, I wouldn't have that stable background. I'd be up and down, flying up and down Miami or wherever I'd be, I don't know. I can't envision where I'd be if I never had that stable home life. And it's what's kept me going all these years, I reckon. To have somebody who's there for me and who knows me inside out from being a little kid. Because at 15 and 16, you are children, aren't you? We've had all that time together, sort of grew up together as well, so she knows me better than anybody in the world.